What's going on, YouTube? This is Don Jizzle, aka Fifth Scale RC Insanity. All right, I just wanted to say a couple things. This hobby sometimes could be a little bit frustrating at times. You know what I mean? But you just gotta stick with it. Like anything in life, you might get frustrated and not be able to figure something else. Just back up off it, sit away. Take a break from it. Go sit back, think, map, plan, reroute, and then you'll have it running. Like I couldn't get the engine started. I got it started. You know what I'm saying? I was frustrated. Don't get it fucked up. You're out here yanking and yanking and yanking on a brand new turtle racing pull start and it's not starting. Yeah, I'm frustrated. You know what I mean? But you gotta just take a few steps back and go over, ask some people. Like DIY guy or Boda Gel or somebody on YouTube that or one of the forums. I don't know everything. You know what I mean? I had a electric back in the day. I had a couple airplanes. I had a T-Max Nitro, which I did no mods. I just drove it the way it was, put gas and go. It wasn't really all. This is like before kind of the. People were going on the internet looking, what I mean? I got that red cat over there, and that's kind of this is my first fifth scale. And then I got this truck not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? So I know small engines a little bit, you know what I mean? A little bit. I'm not I worked on dirt bikes, two strokes, and I had dirt bikes and go-karts and all that. But this small engine is a little bit different. I got weed whackers here that I work on, you know what I'm saying, and blowers and power washers and stuff like that. But it's a little different and get frustrated, you know what I mean? So, you just got to stick with it, give it a little encouragement and keep going. And it's trial and error. And then you figure it out and then now. But anyway, with this, I'm tearing it back down because somewhere I must have messed up. Because now, like my Super B doesn't work. It's not shutting off the engine. I got this Killer RC controller. Yeah, it controls the lights, but it's taking up space. So that got to come out. I'll just plug the lights, have them on all the time, and screw having brake lights, you know what I mean? This is for the fancy, and just plug the lights directly into my radio here. It's 6-channel radio anyway. 6-channel radio. So, you know what I mean? Like this is all unnecessary. Then it's throwing off my throttle linkage, and then you got your motor running at wide open throttle at 1,000 miles an hour. Brand new motor, never really been ridden, but up and down the street. And look at this motor is not even old. Look, this is OBR. I don't know if you can see the date, but look, this motor is. See that date on there? 11/28/16. You know what I'm saying? November 28th. That motor is not even 2 months old. You know what I'm saying? So it gets frustrated when you can't start it. There's no leaks in this motor. You know what I'm saying? The leaks is just from, it might be a damn leak in this motor. I don't know. I gotta pull this apart because I don't know if it never really been ran, but besides up and down the street. You know what I'm saying? And I broke the engine in. Is when I put them damn boost bottles on. Is when I start having all these problems. It ran with a wide open throttle, like for about 10, 15 seconds. I shut it off. I think that's what dicked these carburetors here. And by the way, I ordered 10 carburetor walbro carburetor rebuild kits. So I'm gonna fix that. Then my pull start, I forgot when I put this pull start in, I forgot to put some dry graphite in. I had ran out of some dry lube graphite, So this started kind of binding on me. So I had to take the engine out anyway. So I need to spray some dry graphite in here. I had to order some and spray it in there too. And these dogs need it. But anyway, this engine only even ran, you know what I mean, maybe about 5 tanks of gas, you know, around the backyard a couple times, zipped up and down till I blew that tire. A couple donuts, a couple times you've seen on the video, and wide open and, you know, trying to idle it wide open here. But people, you know, I seen niggas drive their car across fields wide open for a quarter of a mile, up and back. That's a half a mile. So I wouldn't think that that wide open throttle would affect this vehicle like that. You know what I'm saying? But it has affected these carburetors. So I'm going to rebuild these carburetors. I need to take this center diff apart, this 2-speed, and it's changing too fast. It's changing gear too fast for me. I want to. It's so incremental that you got to do it, but you got to take this whole thing apart, get to the little changing mechanism, adjust it, put it back together. And if you do it too much or too little, it might not be changing fast. It's not changing fast enough, or it's changing too fast. So it's not like you have a screw out here where you can adjust it, and you know what I mean. That's what I don't like about those. You know, Demon RC, he went out of business. So what can you do? But anyway, back to this motor. Yeah, you know what I mean, wide open throttle for a couple times, you know what I mean, and you know, what I'm saying. I don't know if this thing is leaking. I did spray WD-40 on here to check for leaks. I don't know. I don't know if I have to take the head off of this thing and replace the gasket or something. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna start breaking this engine down, and I might have to. I don't know. In other words, it don't have any dirt in there where it's grinding the cylinder. You know what I mean? I always had outer wears on it when I rode it. You know what I mean? I always had some sort of. I never rode it without some sort of filter on there. So the only problem that it could have been, and it wasn't. I never ran it lean. So is wide open throttle, and that screwed up these carburetors, and now I have a difficult time starting. Now it starts okay with this one, but you know, I don't even know about that one, because when I try to start it at the end, then I'm having trouble with this, like the Super B kill switch. It wasn't killing the engine. I don't know if some kind of magnetic, you know, this gives off some sort of magnetic energy. I don't know if that messed it up inside. When you push the button, it works, but when you go to turn it off, turn off your controller or hit your third channel, it doesn't turn off the motor, and it was working. So I don't know. I'm just stumped right now. You get a little frustrated, so that's why I'm breaking it all the way down. I'm trying to put it back together, and then my steering, you know what I mean. Then you gotta, you know, the carburetor's not idling right, so then you're messing with your control arms here and everything else here, trying to get it to adjust, and the whole problem is over here. So it's a good task that you know what I mean, that you got here when you're manipulating. This ain't just, you know, run and gun and